Good morning, children. Welcome back to online class. So, when we met in our classroom, we discussed a lot about our portion, your reduced syllabus, all those things. So, now let me discuss an overall idea about the poem. Okay, when we were in the class, we discussed about how to write a poem. See, it's all very important how reading is very important. I talked about that, and also how to write. All those art we should develop. So, see, LSRW skill we talked in the class, isn't it? So, about listening, writing, speaking, see, and also, see, listening. First, we can talk about that. See, listening is a skill because, see, it's all needed to all. See, even we are teachers, we need to listen to others. As a student, you need to listen to others. Listening is a skill that we are lacking. We are lagging in that. That's truth. Because, see, we don't have the patience to listen to others. You have to develop that listening capacity. So I often try to that in your portion it is given that listening skill. They will be giving a passage and some questions will be asked from that, and you have to listen to that and you have to answer that. Like that, some exercise are given for you. You can try that. Okay, so. Some others to read for you, and they will be reading. While they are reading, you can try to mark the answers. It will be useful for you. Okay, so then speaking. Okay, speaking is a talent, it's an art. See, we will all talk often, is it? We'll talk how many hours, if it is given to us also, we can talk, we will talk more. But how many of us can speak in front of others? We will struggle. While if we are asked to stand in front and talk to others, we will be struggling because we don't have the talent to speak. If a topic is given to you, are we able to talk about that or speak about that? Are we? It's a question, is it? So you have to develop the capacity of speaking. So only often I will quote. Do you remember that? Listen in such a way that others love to talk to you, or talk in such a way that others love to listen to you. Okay, so these two things are often related. Is it? If you are listening well, others will love to talk to you. If you are talking in such a way, others will love to listen to you. So these two things, listening skill as well as the speaking skill, will always go together. Okay, so because when we are listening in such a way, others will love to talk to us. So that is very much needed in us. Listening as well as that speaking capacity we have to develop. So only others can share their feeling to us. The happy things all will share very easily. But if it is a sad event, if someone is sharing to you, it's a great thing. See, that means you are listening in such a way. If you are not listening to them, if you are not lending your ears to them properly, what will they feel? They can't express everything to you. So you have to develop your listening capacity as well as the way you talk. It should be polite. So how you are talking to them. Okay, this all thing is counted. Okay, you have to talk very patiently and in a sweet way. Others love to listen to you. Okay, you can comment others, you can order others, that also in a polite way you can do. So these two skills, listening skill as well as speaking skill, you have to develop. Then our reading and writing skill. Okay, reading. So now you are getting holidays, lot of time you have to spend in your hand. don't know, maybe by watching mobiles that or else see mobile phone, you're in the YouTube, you may be going to see some videos, or else you'll be watching TV. Like that you may be spending times. Better take a book and you can read. Through that you can get many vocabulary. It will help you in the future. So you have to develop your reading skill too. Okay, when you develop the habit of reading, you can gain more. So only book is a friend, like that. Okay, reading make a man perfect. All those quotes we already heard, is it? So you have to develop your reading skill, as well as you have to develop your writing skills. So already I have talked a lot about to you about how to write all those things, is it, ma'am? See, today that's what I am going to discuss about you, that some poetic devices. Already you have learnt in your poems what are the poetic devices used. So now it's our time to practically apply all those poetic device in your poem. Okay, so you are having a lot of time in your hand. So what you have to do, just what you feel, or some things we may see and we will struck in some place, is it? So you can make it as a poem. So if you know, simply all can write some lines, but if you make it or make use of this poetic device in that, your poem will become unique from others. Okay, so already learned things only, so just I will be recalling it for you so that you can use it in your poem. So when we meet again, I hope you will be showing me a book or notebook written with your own poems. I hope so. So just first we can talk about something. See, first you have to select a topic what you like most. See, simply what you are not interested in, we can't write about that, or we can't make it into words. First thing we need, in what we are interested, just find it out. Maybe see, often this girls, you may be interested in seeing butterflies, garden, flowers, all those things. Boys usually with this bike, different, all those things like that, mechanical things may be. So see what you are really interested in, just you take it. Okay, so about that, then think about that. Okay, then you have to make it into words. No, not just thinking is, see, just your whatever you think, you have to make it into words. That's very important, making it into words. So while you are making it into words, certain things you have to follow to make your poem poetic. Is it? Should be poetic. Someone read your poem, someone is reading your poem, they should be attracted by your words. So while you're reading, that vocabulary will help you to use in your poem. So the words you are using will be different. Is it? Like that, the vocabulary what you are using, it should be in a pattern. Okay, some poetic device you have to employ there. So what are the things you can employ there? Okay, let me talk about that. Already we learned the poem, so you can use this rhyming words in your poem. It will make your poem poetic. Certain rhyme should be there in your poem. So when you are searching for words for your poem, just think about the words which rhyme. Okay, so when we learnt our poem, we studied different rhyming words, is it? So about what you are talking about, select words which are rhyming. Okay, maybe this rhyming words, where you will apply the last line, word of a line. Okay, so in each line, last word, that is the rhyming words. Okay, so in your poem you have already seen, pick out the rhyming words, like that I had given questions, is it? So you may know that. So rhyming words, it will usually come in the last part of each line. So if you are writing a poem with 4 lines, all the 4 lines can end with rhyming words, or else two lines, first line, second line with the same rhyming word, and third and fourth line with another rhyming word you can. Or else are the 4 lines with the same rhyming words you can write. Or else first line, second line, third line with the same rhyming word, and the last line you can go for any other word. Okay, so it's all up to you. So how you are writing that rhyming words while you are writing poem, when you are searching for words, you will be, yes, you will fix with that. So next month, so how you are using this rhyming words, that will determine the rhyming scheme of the poem. Then you know, is it usually you will be that mentioning the rhyming scheme with this alphabetical letters. So if first 2 lines are with the rhyming words, you will go for A. Next 2 lines means B. So the whole stanza with the rhyming scheme A, B. Okay, or sometime first line and the fourth line with the same rhyming word, and the second line and the third line with this another rhyming word it will be. So what will be the rhyming scheme of the poem? A, B, A. So according to the rhyming word it will change. So A, B, like that it will change. Sometime A, B, C, A, like that it will change. How the words you are using, according to that the rhyming scheme will change. So rhyming scheme and rhyming words. See, when you are writing a poem, first start with that. Okay, so you can use with the rhyming words. When you are trying to use, it will become poetic. So see, when you are writing, you can use this poetic device imagery. See, often when you are writing something, what you will do, you will imagine it in your mind. After that only you will go for writing it in the words. Is it, ma? So when you are writing it as words also, it should be when someone is reading your poem, they should see what you visualize in your mind. In such a way the word should be. So you have to picturize that whatever you are visualizing in your poem, so that the person who is reading your poem also can visualize what you are thinking. So that is called imagery. Okay, if you are able to do that, that device is called imagery. So if you are able to do that, you can do. Okay, that will be very effective. So when you are writing a poem, try to select words which you are able to make your readers visualize what you are thinking. Okay, it's a great art you have. While you are trying, you have to develop that ability. Okay, then next thing I will be talking about this simile and metaphor. These two things usually we have to talk about that together, because these things when you learned your third unit, you have studied the word, that line, she's a lioness, is it? So when I said this line, you might remember about what is the poetic device employed there, is it? Yes, it's metaphor. Yes, I talked about you about that when we were taking that class, is it? So she is a lioness. What's the poetic device? Metaphor, is it? Yes. Why we said that it is a metaphor? That woman, she is compared to lioness, but for comparison no words is used. Directly she is a lioness, like that it is mentioned. So let me show you the difference between simile and a metaphor. Simile is something that we compare two things. Okay, metaphor is also comparison, but without using any comparative words. See, some words like, just, as, we will not use. So I will give you an example to make you understand better. Okay, if I am telling she is like a lioness, that is simile. She is a lioness, that is metaphor. Here both, what's the meaning of that? Both are same, is it? She is like a lioness, she is a lioness. Okay, anyway, this both, she is compared to lioness. comparison is done, but there in the first sentence we have used the word she is like a lioness. Next, what we are using? She is a lioness. That means directly we are comparing to her. She is a lioness. No other secondary thought. See, she is like a lioness we are using. See, that is, we are using it as simile. She is a lioness means metaphor. Okay, so that is the difference between simile and metaphor comparison. So next thing, ma'am, that is personification. That is, when a non-living thing, that is inanimate objects or abstract ideas are compared with a human being, that is a living being, that we call it as personification. So these three things: metaphor, simile, personification. So you might have studied all these when you were learning Tamil. Is it? Uvamai, Uvameyam, Uruvagam, like that you might have studied. Is it the same thing? We are comparing two things, and how the comparison varies by using certain comparative words. If you are using that is simile, without that, if you are using that, that is, we call it as metaphor. That means when you are comparing words, okay? So this words uvamai, that way in uvamai we will use, no, that pole uvama urubu you will use, all those things, whatever it may be. So the word, how you are using, comparing things. So this, when you are using it in your poem, you can bring it to your mind whether you are using this metaphor or simile or personification. You should know the difference between this while you are writing. So first step, when you are taking in to write a poem, you have to bring it in your mind. First, make use of imagery, as well as you can go with the rhyming words, then the rhyming scheme, and after that you can go for this devices, poetic devices I talked about, that is simile, metaphor, personification, all those things you can go with. Okay, so this all will make your poem somewhat, see, that unique than others. That is, you should make it different. See, you are learning for years in English medium school, is it? So what till now, what talent you have, that one you have to think of. So you have to not only by hearting something or memorizing something. See, why we are learning poem in English literature? See, not only just for memorizing something and writing in your exam papers, not like that. Okay, so through that, what you have learned, that when you have to bring it out. Okay, yes, I learned poem, prose or supplementary readers. This all days I read all those things. So I know the question answers, I wrote well, I got 100 or 99, 98. That doesn't matter when you go for higher studies. Okay, so see, what through that, what you gain from that? That's the question, is it? So, are you able to read fluently something? So, reading, when I am talking about, see, just reading, different kinds of readings are there. It's simply you will sit and read for hours, you will sit and read. At the end, what you have read, if you think about that, if you don't understand anything, you did not get anything from that, means what's the use of that, is it? Or else you are writing for us and there is of no use, what you have written, no meaning at all, means there is no use, is it, ma? So what you are doing, it should be perfect. So to bring that perfectness, what can we do? That all things only you are going to bring into practice this all days. Okay, so make use of your time in a useful way. So best thing is you can go for reading. Whatever book you are getting, just read it. Okay, make use of your time in a useful way. That is what I will say. So what are the new words you will come across while reading something? Just note it down. Sometimes while reading for the first time, you may not understand its meaning. So what you have to do, you have to just go for the dictionary, just find out the meaning, and you have to write that. Okay, so take it down. Okay, all those things you have to note it down in that note. Okay, just keep a note for you. Okay, just all those things you can just note it down, and after that, see, when you are getting time, just go through that. what are the words today I have learned in the evening. See, maybe 5 words or 10 words, that doesn't matter, okay? At least 5 to 10 words every day, each day, by reading from some, you can read Hindu newspaper, you can read from that, you can get some words, all those things, okay? When you are getting something new, what your next second step, what you have to think of, how I can use it in my writings, okay? So because you have to develop all these skills, not just till this days you will listen. See, while the teachers are taking class, you might have listened well, and also you are able to say something what they are asking, okay? All those things. Now practice for this reading and writing skills. See, reading, you can, if I give a book, you will read, okay? That talent you have. So that reading, through that what you are getting, that is the secondary step. Yes, you read many books, okay? From that, what are the things you learned, what are the new words you come across, okay? So make a note about that, and then you can go for the yes, writing skill. Yes, just write it. While you are writing, what are the skill? Now just I told you, you can put it into practice, okay? First thing, just when you are writing, when you are getting appreciation from someone, you will be, see, feel the real happiness. So this all days I learned, and if I am able to just get an appreciation from others, that's a great thing, is it? First, just write it. You appreciate yourself first. That is the thing. Maybe right or wrong, that is the secondary thing, okay? So first, make it into words. Just read it, okay? And first appreciate yourself, and then you can go to, you are just in touch with your friends. First you can show to your parents, okay? Then you can share with your friends, your teachers when you are meeting. So they will be helping you in the way you are to overcome your grammatical mistakes, all those things, they will help you. So when someone is pointing out a mistake in that, just take it positive, okay? Yes, next time when I am trying to do something, I should not do that, okay? In positive way, whatever. Yes, I have talked to you about a lot of things, about positive things. Is it positive thinking, positive, okay? Positive thinking, I have talked a lot about to you. So you may, yes, whatever the others are telling to you, are pointing out a mistake, you will just make use of it, I think so. So these are things, keep in mind, ma. When I am meeting you in the next class, I will explain you about the different what are the remaining poetic device and how you can use it in the poem. I will be helping you. Thank you, children.